Alright, y'all. It's finally here. The best time of the year. NBA playoffs. Obviously, we still have a couple play-in games to go. The reason I waited to do this video until now is because of this play-in game right here. I wanted to see if it was going to be the Timberwolves or the Lakers. If the Timberwolves won, I would have picked differently than if the Lakers won. So we will see what that means when we get there. But we're going to start off at the top of the West. Obviously, it could either be OKC or the Timberwolves, but I'm going to go with the Nuggets either way in 4 games. Don't really have much to say. I mean, we saw how OKC struggled against Valanciunas last game in the play-in game. Obviously, they ended up winning, but Jonas was dominating that game, at least in the first quarter. So Jokic is going to be the exact same problem is what I'm saying. And then Minnesota, obviously, they have really struggled in the past few games. You know, they didn't have Gobert, but they didn't have, McDaniels, and they won't have McDaniels. And that's going to hurt them. Either way, the Nuggets have just played great all season long. Obviously, they hit a couple rough patches, but playing in Denver is also so tough with the altitude. I just think Denver is the way better team. When it comes down to it, it'll be a 4 or 5 games, and I'm going to say 4. Phoenix and the Clippers. Everyone is on Phoenix for this, and so am I. I'm going to go Phoenix in 6. I think the Clippers are still a really solid team. Kawhi Leonard he'll win a couple games for you. But with the addition of Kevin Durant, I think Phoenix has really elevated their team to the next level where they are a finals contender. With the Clippers, that's just not the case in my opinion. Now this series I've really mulled over. I've debated it in my head. I can go either way. Obviously Sacramento has played way better than the Warriors. I mean, the Warriors at home are an unstoppable force, but Sacramento has home court advantage. Everyone's on the Warriors. Everyone is going with Steph Curry. But I think Sacramento could pull the win off here. I really do think they can pull the win off. And if it goes 7 games, that Game 7 will be in Sacramento, which is a big factor. And I think I'm going to go against the grain here and take Sacramento. That might come back to bite me, but I think this Warriors team, they're bruised, and I don't know. They haven't really hit the same as past Warriors teams. Obviously, they could easily prove me wrong and get hot, and if they get hot, they'll probably end up winning the finals again. Who knows? But now, the most intriguing series in the first round, in my opinion, the Grizzlies and the Lakers. Obviously, it's LeBron James. The Grizzlies are injured. They're missing Steven Adams. They're missing Brandon Clark. Will Anthony Davis dominate? Or will he be soft, as people like to call him? I've got my jelly beans here. It's, Easter weekend was last weekend. And I think I'm going to go with the Grizzlies. I know I teased the Lakers. I picked the Lakers. This is my second time recording this video. My last recording got messed up, and I picked the Lakers in that one. But I'm going to double back on that, because then Lakers in Sacramento, I picked the Lakers, and then I had the Lakers in the conference finals, and I was like, how realistic is this really? I'm going with Memphis, and I'm going in 6 games. We're locking that in. I don't care about LeBron. I don't think this is the same LeBron. Obviously, he's putting up the same numbers, but this is another guy that could prove me wrong. But I just think Golden State, LA, these are just too trendy for me to follow. I'm going to go with the Grizzlies and the Kings. Now I'm going to move down. We'll come back to the conference finals, but Milwaukee at 4. I'll give it 5. I'll give Jimmy Butler 1 game, assuming Miami wins that series. But not going to ponder that one too long. Dare I pick the Knicks? This is another team that everyone is on the Cavs. Another series. I'm going to go with the Knicks here. Randall, I think Randall will be playing in game 1. I don't think really there's much of that injury. It's a sprained ankle. They're just using that as an excuse to rest him, in my opinion. I'm going to go with the Knicks in 6 or 7. This is going to be a good series. The Knicks really want this playoff win. Obviously, the Cavs are a little bit better of a team. But are they really a little bit better of a team? The Knicks, since they've got Josh Hart, have been a great... you know what? I'm going to go with the Knicks in 6. It rhymes. It sounds good in my mind. It looks good on paper. Brooklyn is a dark horse team, but I'm not going to go too crazy with this bracket. I'm going to go Philly in 5. Joel Embiid is the MVP, in my opinion. The Sixers look good. I think they can make some noise. You know what? Nobody is really on the Sixers train because they never do anything in the playoffs, but they're a really good team, and that can't be denied. They'll take care of business. Although I do think Brooklyn is a lot better than people think. I think the Hawks are a lot better than people think too. I think Clint Capella will match up well with Rob Williams. And the Celtics have a way of doing a little bit of trolling. I got my Red Sox hat on. I'm a Boston fan. I will be rooting for the Celtics, as always. But I've watched a lot of Celtics basketball, and we do not play well against bad teams. The Magic, for example. I think the Hawks could come in here and make this series a little bit scary. I think we'll win, but I'm gonna say Boston in 6. I think Trae Young is gonna have himself a couple games. I'm gonna go with. This is a tough one. This might be the toughest one I've done so far. I think both of these teams can make the finals. It comes down to whether the Nuggets show up to play. Obviously, they have a chip on their shoulder. Everyone says they never do anything. Jokic never does anything in the playoffs. They disappear. Will that happen? Possibly. I'm going to pick Phoenix. I think I'm going to go with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Chris Paul shut up the haters. He went to the finals. They lost a tough series against the Bucks. Ayton has been to the finals. I'm gonna go with Phoenix, and I'm gonna go in 6. The train's coming by. If you can hear that, my apologies. Memphis and Sacramento. I'm gonna go with Memphis. I think Ja Morant is unstoppable. Memphis has looked very, very good all season long. Everyone likes to hate Memphis. Dillon Brooks, and I understand it. He's not They're not the most likable team. Ja had all of his antics, off the court, but I think we're going to see them in the conference finals. If they beat the Lakers, I think they will be in the conference finals. Well, okay, unless they have to play the Warriors. But I think with this bracket, with me picking the Kings, I think that the Grizzlies will make the conference finals, and I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in 6. Yeah. When in doubt, just go in 6. That's kind of my rule of thumb. Milwaukee, this will be 5. I think the Knicks will pull off an upset, but I really don't see them going past the first round, past the second round. I don't think they have the talent on this team. I think Jalen Brunson is great. That was a great move by them to sign him. Paid off wonderfully, but I think Milwaukee just will be too much for the Knicks. Philadelphia, Boston. Again, this is, same thing as the Nuggets and the Suns. Will Embiid come to play? I think this series, it's going to come down to the Derek Whites, the Tyrese Maxeys, the Marcus Smarts. It's not going to come down to Embiid or Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. It's going to come down to Grant Williams, That's what's going to decide this series. Which of the teams get better, not really bench production, but just production from those third best players as fourth best players, the Al Horfords. I think the Celtics, the Malcolm Brogdons, they have these guys that can really show up when they need them to, And so that's, for that reason, I'm going to take the Celtics, and I'm going to take them in 7. I think that's going to be a great series. Back up to the West. Phoenix is going to the finals. This will be a chippy series if this ends up happening. Boy, oh boy, would that be a fun series. Both of those teams like to talk. They like to talk. But I think Phoenix is the better team, and they're the more healthy team. I'm going to go with Phoenix in 6. I just, if Steven Adams was here, I might change my mind, but would I? Probably not. I think Phoenix will take care of business, and I think we're seeing the Suns in the finals. I really do. Out of all of these teams, you got the Warriors, Lakers, Nuggets, and the Suns. Those are the teams that can really make the finals, and I have 2 of those losing in the first round. But I think that the Suns, they're just a great team, and a lot of people are really sleeping on them. But they were a great team before Kevin Durant, and now they added Kevin Durant. I think they'll be a tough team to beat. I really don't see many teams beating them in a 7-game series. Now, Milwaukee and Boston, I think, are the 2 best teams in this league. Easily. They play the best defense. They can score. They have big, long athletes. I think the winner of this series will win the finals. And we saw last year, I think Boston really snuck away with that series last year. It took that Grant Williams game, where he made all those threes. And I think the Bucks are that series has been on their mind all year long. They wish they could have that one back, because Jrue Holiday was playing great. He was locking up Marcus Smart. But then you look at the times where these teams have played, and Boston has kind of dominated. They played a good game against Milwaukee. The only time Milwaukee won was when Boston wasn't playing any of their starters, and Boston played a good game, Then recently they had that 40-point blowout. Obviously, Milwaukee was off the second game of a back-to-back for that, but this is a tough series to pick, but I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to go with my team, the Celtics. But just to clarify, I'm going to say in 7. I think Boston is going to have a tough road to the finals, but I think they can do it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Celtics fan. I really do think that Boston is a great team. You know, they made the finals last year. Then they added Malcolm Brogdon. You know, that's a good addition to an already great team. So I'm going to say the Celtics in 7. And then, like I said, the winner of this series is going to win the finals. So you know what that means. I will be picking the Boston Celtics as my 2023 NBA champions. And I think they'll do it in 6. Now, I really don't think this series is going to be all that close, to be honest. I think the Celtics must be logged in. Sorry. I really don't think the Celtics are going to be challenged that much, at least as much as Milwaukee or Philadelphia will challenge them. All right, I'm just going to leave this up here. It's going to keep popping up. But, the Celtics, to me, the Bucks, the Celtics, and the Nuggets and the Sixers, those are the best teams. I think the Nuggets are not going to show up in the playoffs. So the Suns are they're on that tier of right below those teams. And I think defense is what's going to set the Celtics apart in this series. Just the toughness factor. I think they'll be playing very, very rough. You know, that's how they play. So yeah, there you have it. I'm going with the Celtics. I made some questionable picks here. Like I said, if the Warriors get hot, this bracket's busted. But I really do have faith in Sacramento. Series to watch for me in the first round, obviously the Lakers and Grizzlies. The Warriors and the Kings, those are great storylines there. Kings with their first playoffs in however 20 years, however long it's been. You know, the Cavs and the Knicks, that's a great series. The Knicks are looking for that playoff series win. How long has it been for them since they won a playoff series, you know? What, 10 years? 15 years? I don't even know. The East is a little less eventful in the first round. I think those series will be over quick for the most part. The Thunder. If the Thunder make it, I will be watching the Thunder. I love the Thunder's team. You know, I don't think they really have much of a shot against the Nuggets, but that will just be so fun seeing Shea, you know, all those young guys out there playing in the playoffs. Those guys are younger than me, you know. And, you know, this will be a great year. This year is, you know, we haven't seen parity like this in a while. And I'm really glad that the NBA has turned around. You know, I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan. You know, when those Cavs and Warriors series, I watched them. You know, I'm not gonna watch them, but I wasn't into them really. You know, I didn't care for either team. You know, they're both just, you know, I like the Warriors when they were first, you know, kind of the underdogs, but once they became that dynasty, I got Kevin Durant. It's like, you know, I'm sick of them. You know, I'm sick of LeBron. I want him out in the first round. I'm sick of Curry. You know, nothing against them personally. I just, you know, I'm sick of watching them. I want to see Ja Morant. I want to see Devin Booker going at it. You know, Giannis. I love Giannis as a person. He's humble. You know, he's the most frustrating player to play against. He's always traveling. He's, you know, unstoppable. But, you know, there was that quote, Giannis, I'll put it on the screen. That quote really, you know, that one hit me. You know, I'd love to see Giannis win another finals. But I think the Celtics are the best team. You know, I really do. I think the Celtics are the best team. Tatum and Jaylen Brown are both superstars. Robert Williams is one of the best centers in the league, and I mean that. Defensively, shot blocker, good as anyone else. He does what he's supposed to. Horford, veteran. You've got Derek White, Grant Williams, the free throw machine. I'm kidding, I'm playing, but I'm not playing. The Celtics are winning.